Welcome to School Zone, the show all about your local school districts here in the White Mountains. I'm your host, John Larsen. Today we have Chuck Marsh, the CTE instructor for construction technology at Show Low High School.
Yes.
Glad you're here today. I appreciate you taking the time to come and see us.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, Chuck, first of all, I'd like to start out with a little introduction of yourself, if you would, please. Tell us about yourself and maybe your family and your education.
Okay. I grew up in Casa Grande, Arizona, and I graduated there. Then I went to Central Arizona College and got my associate's degree there. From there, I went to NAU and got my bachelor's degree. I started off in construction management with that, and then decided that education was where I wanted to be. So I moved into the vocational side of education. Graduated there, and then I also got my master's in educational leadership from NAU as well.
Excellent.
We've been here since 1995. This is my 23rd year teaching here at Show Low High School. I have three sons that have gone all the way through school here in Show Low. My youngest is currently a senior, and I have appreciated very much having them come through our school. I think this is a great place for kids to go to school.
Cool. So I think I moved here in '95 too. I didn't realize we kind of got here at the same time.
Yeah.
I noticed you originally you thought that you were going to go into the construction field in a management type
Yes.
situation, and then I love how you decided you wanted to do education, but combining your love of construction
Right.
also. I think that's cool. I hope a lot of kids understand that a lot of times maybe they find two things they enjoy, they can combine them and be able to do both of them. I think that's really cool.
That's as I progressed through my education, I started to put all that together. I didn't know that you could. I always wanted to be a teacher. I enjoyed my high school. I enjoyed the teachers, and I was like I identified myself with them, but I never saw myself being a teacher. And then as I got more into the construction field, and then realized that I could open up into the construction side of education, that it dawned on me that'd be
That's cool.
where I wanted to be, and it is where I wanted to be.
That's cool. I think that's great. So tell me, first of all, give us a little overview of CTE courses, and then specifically tell me about the construction technology class specifically you teach.
We have a pretty good CTE program at Show Low High School. It has business, culinary, early childhood, graphic design, photography. I hope I'm getting them all. Then there's construction technology as well. I hope I mentioned business. That's one of our biggest programs. So as a freshman, the kids can they'll take the freshman focus or career focus class, and through that they can progress through each one of our programs a little taste of what we do, and they can see what they do and what they don't like about each of the programs. Each of the construction clusters is what they call them, and then they can make a better decision on what they want to focus on as they progress through high school. So each of our CTE programs offers a full career type of opportunity for them to progress through and leave high school at an entry level, entry ready to go into the different careers, whichever they choose, or go into college from there as well. So there's a lot of opportunities they can have as they move through the programs.
I think it's really, I think, forward thinking to have those freshmen have a little taste, as you said, of each one of the CTE clusters, did you say? that way, if they find something that they like, for instance, construction or culinary or a business, and even, I don't know, sometimes I think we get into the mindset that if you take a CTE class, that means that you're settling for a vocation as opposed to going to college. But in reality, this can even be a step towards an interest that you can pick up in college and continue in college, and then much like you did, go into a career that maybe combines two of your loves, or you stick in that vein of the area that you love.
That's absolutely true. I think a lot of people misunderstand when they start into the career classes that's the path that they're going to take, and it's definitely not. It's definitely an opportunity to open up to those different careers, but it's an education in what you can do, the opportunities, the doors that can open as you move through life. A lot of kids will use it as an opportunity to make money while they go to college. You know, they have a skill set now that as they move into college, now they can do something to earn money while they're making their way through school.
Great point. So tell me about the construction program specifically. I know there's certificates that they can earn and whatnot, and I'm interested in the program and how it leads kids to, when they graduate, what the opportunities are there.
Okay, when a student takes my class, they would first go into the entry level class where they learn construction safety on power tools, hand tools, general site safety, and then construction math as well. When they leave that first level, they have opportunities to earn a certificate, a nationally rated certificate from it's the NCCER, which is the National Center for Construction Education and Research, and so that's a national group that the certification is nationwide. They would leave with that basic entry level, that says you have a understanding of construction math and safety, and which would be general industry good. Okay, it would be good for a general industry certification, no matter what field they went into. Okay. Then also we do dual enrollment through that course as well. In the advanced classes, we cover residential construction pretty much from groundbreaking through painting, and so we touch on topics, site layout, which is we get into differential leveling. Math is huge in our world, so we do a lot of that. So we go from differential leveling all the way up through the different areas of framing, floor framing, wall framing, roof framing, and then we get into some of the trades such as HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and then even into the thermal controls and everything like that.
So what? Sometimes people are afraid by math, scared of math.
Yep.
I know going through high school, college, I thought, man, I'm never going to use this stuff my whole life, and yet I do. And on just what I do, I imagine when you're running a tape and laying out a wall or whatever, that math really comes into play. What kind of math are we talking about? Algebra?
Algebra is probably one of a good estimate of what we do. Algebra and geometry. Okay. And actually, when the students finish my program, if they stick with me through the whole 3 years of it, they actually get a 4th math credit.
Oh, really?
So that the state has 4 math credits required.
Cool.
So the students can take math their freshman, sophomore, junior year, and when they successfully complete my program, they could get their 4th math and not have to take math their senior year. We do a lot of math in construction, and it's everywhere from estimating estimating a package for a house, even down to, like I said, laying out a wall, or figuring out using Pythagorean's theorem to figure out the length of the rafters. So we do quite a bit of math, but it's what I've always appreciated with construction math. I struggled in math a lot through high school and college, but when I could start to apply it, when I had something real to put behind the math, it started to make a lot of sense.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So what when a kid leaves your class, graduates high school, what can they take with them? What are they prepared to do? Where are they prepared to fit in to a career?
Okay, when a student.
By the way, before
yes.
we ask that, I had a thought. I'm assuming that by the end of this, they're very familiar with blueprints.
Yes.
How to read blueprints. What goes where and why, and how to lay out a house and stuff. I mean, you talked about site layout and whatnot, site prep. All that's got to come from blueprints, right?
Right. So,
and that is in my opinion, I've worked in the construction field, and in my opinion, knowing how to read a set of blueprints is difficult if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You know.
Right. When a student graduates, when a student finishes my program, they will have a certificate. Like I said, the national certificate, 2 certificates actually. One says that they have construction safety and math, and the other one says that they've completed a general course in residential construction that says that they have a general understanding of how the construction industry works in residential, not so much commercial, but residential. So the certificate basically lays all that out, and they do have a general understanding of that, and a place to start and to build upon. So most of it is they are entry level ready.
So when they leave, when they graduate and they want to find a job, what do they do?
So when they graduate, the certificates actually are really nice, just to say they have more of a base than somebody else that just graduated. You know, that perfect that they graduated, but it gives them a leg up that says that they have a little bit more training in that area.
Sure.
On top of that, with the dual enrollment, they would could receive up to 21 college credits throughout the time they spend with me, and through MPC. And those credits are construction related in the different areas. If they wanted to proceed with that, if they're really close to getting a certificate of proficiency from MPC, and that's just a few classes away. And then after that, they're just a few classes away from getting their associate's degree in construction technology from MPC,
Wow, that's
which
great.
would transfer then to either ASU or NAU. Both have a construction management program. So it's, kind of everything would lead into, and one of the great things about the way the program's set up is you can get almost anything you want out of it. If you just want to take the class and just take the class, you can do that. You can take the class and get the certificates, get the MPC credit, and you could stop at that when you're done with high school. But it also leads into it. It gives you a really quick lead into the associate's degree that you could get from MPC, and then from there, it's a real quick jump into ASU or NAU's construction management program.
So let me ask you. You mentioned that that was the vein you were taking.
Yes.
Was this program available to you when you were in high school?
No.
Well, how would that have helped you?
Oh, it would have taken a lot of years off of college.
Like, give me an estimate of what it would have done for you.
So,
I mean, if you're almost at an AA, an associate's degree, I mean, you're talking nearly 2 years.
Right.
Right there.
So
right?
you could, if with the credits you graduate with from me, And even some of our math classes and English classes have some credits attached as well. You're about a year away from an associate's degree,
Okay.
which is typically a 2-year
Right.
degree, and then so you just knocked a year off, and then you're approximately 2 more years away from a bachelor's in from ASU or NAU. So you're saving a year to 2 years of
Yeah.
education
Wow.
cost
That's
just
amazing.
by running through there. When
That's
you asked
amazing.
about asked about what it would have done for me, I did the traditional. I graduated a long time ago. I did the traditional path. You graduated high school, and we didn't have the dual enrollment at that time. We had just high school, and so I went to college, to a junior college, to CAC right off, and so that was two years, well, 2.5 years, when I took a lot of time figuring out what I needed, what I wanted. Whereas what I like about what we do is we kind of help guide
Sure.
those thoughts as they're moving through high
It's
school.
definitely a head start.
So that's a little bit of time that I would have saved there, and then the same thing going through to NAU. I spent some time shuffling from one degree to another degree, and I think these programs are really good about maybe taking some of that shuffle out and helping them be more directed in their paths.
Excellent. I think having worked in construction, I wasn't really hot and heavy into framing and whatnot. I did some of that, but it would seem to me that leaving your class and being able to have those certificates upon applying for a job with a construction company, it would seem that would be a really great endorsement, something that they, a contractor would say first off, well, this guy's got a good, strong basic foundation that I can work with
Right.
and teach him and continue to show him how to do it. That's what it seems like to me. Is that the case?
That's exactly what our goal is for these kids to be able to walk onto a job site and say, hey, I've got a basic understanding, and you don't have to start it at zero with me in my training.
Right.
we can move forward with this and make that training a lot more fluid.
Sure.
For the contractor. There's a lot of opportunities for them to take when they do walk with these certificates, depending on the area, depending on the level that they want to go to. They could go with a local contractor, and there's a lot of great contractors around here that they could jump in with, or if they wanted to leave the mountain and go experience other areas around the country, this certificate goes with them. And so walking into a community where they don't know people, it would help them open
Sure.
doors.
Absolutely.
That might not.
Because it'd be really easy for them to Google where the most construction is going on in the country, right?
Right.
And if they wanted to follow that as a career, they could certainly go there, knowing that if the housing market is up, a building is going, most likely people are looking
Right.
for framers, they're looking for plumbers, they're looking for electricians. And you said you get into some of that even in there, and that could be another vein that they thought, well, maybe I want to be a plumber, or maybe I
Right.
want to be an HVAC guy, or whatever, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's just great. So what are we looking at locally? I know our construction has really dropped off from what it was several years back. But there's still building going on. I think it's even picked up some in the
It
last
has.
couple of years.
Yes.
What are the job availabilities? Do you know locally, in the state, and nationwide?
So we just in the fall we went to basically it's a career fair in the valley. The contractors at all levels, whether it was local, I've even talked with some local on the mountain, local in Arizona, even some national contractors. They are just begging people to come work. They have
Really?
many openings and in a wide variety of the different trades. All, like I said, from the framing trades all the way through the HVAC, the plumbing, all the different trades are. There's some huge holes, and these kids could easily jump in if they're willing to work. They
Well,
can
I was going to say, it seems to me that kind of a concern right now is that humans are being replaced by robots in certain job fields. Is that, I can't imagine that's ever going to be the case when you need to frame a house, right?
That's absolutely.
Or plumb a wall, or...
There's a lot of technology that has been integrated into construction. We got to walk through some neat virtual reality programs with plumbing systems
Really?
and stuff like that.
Really?
But it still comes down to there has to be hands-on
Yeah.
in the installation, hands-on in the building.
Yeah.
And so I think that's there's always going to be a need for a body
Yeah.
to do the work.
Right. I know, I remember, probably dates me and maybe you, the laser levelers
Oh,
and
right.
things like that were so cool,
That
they
was the
they
thing.
made the job a
Yes.
little easier, right? But still you had to run that laser.
Yes.
Right? You had to, we went from hammers to pneumatic nailers or staplers or whatever. You still had to run it, right?
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah, it's, I think that's really important for them to remember that there will always need a body of people that can, with the skills,
Yep.
to do that. So that's really great. What's a boy or a girl coming out of high school, entry level? Maybe you can take me through the steps. What are they looking at as far as, they're going to need to take care of their family. They're going to need to make money. What kind of money are they going to make?
So that's a really good question, and it's a broad question. A lot of it depends on your location. A national statistic, framers entry level or nationally, if you took average, are making about $30,000 to $31,000 a year to begin. But that would also depend on your level, like what you bring to the site. Whether you're walking in cold or whether you walk in with some training. You get in with some bigger companies, and your salaries can fluctuate greatly. And then you get into the benefits such as insurances and stuff like that. All that depends on your location, and where you're willing to work. Some of these there's some huge companies out there that have great opportunities for advancement and for benefits and things like that as they work through the companies. There's all the different trades have different salaries. Construction managers leaving ASU or NAU can walk into jobs making $91,000 to $95,000 a year, and that's entry level.
Sure, that's great. I'm assuming, while you were talking about walking onto a job site, there are foremen. I'm assuming the foreman's getting paid a little more
Yes.
in order to run that crew
Right.
and make sure things are done correctly, and so that would be a jump in pay
Yes.
for someone. And then you get to a project manager and the like, and that's even higher up on the pay
Right.
scale, which is pretty nice. Can be pretty nice money. I thought about, I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see this or not, but I in visiting with you, I thought about the fact that we've got some construction going on in our schools right now.
Yes.
With our the public being gracious enough to allow us to have a bond where we're able to make some improvements on all of the campuses. Have you had a chance to look at that? I mean, I know I've had an opportunity to meet with some of those project managers and foremen and be on the sites. It's been really, really interesting. Have you had a chance to look around?
So we've as they've come through and done the marking, and it's actually really neat because they as they're going through and doing the preliminary layouts on whether it's sidewalks or the whatever construction they have, a lot of it matches things that we've done in class. I'm like,
Really?
hey, there it is. That
Really?
Those are the things that we've talked about. This is what, you know, the markings for gas means, and this is what the benchmark levels are and everything.
Excellent. So you've been able to integrate a little bit of that in your class? That's cool.
So,
That is way
yeah.
cool.
And we had an opportunity to visit the hospital in that
Oh,
in
good.
that construction.
So did you go on a
process.
field trip,
We
you mean?
did.
Excellent.
We did. It was really eye-opening for these kids. Like I
that's
said,
great.
we do mostly residential, and we talk about mostly residential. But to see a large project, and it was neat when we went because we could see the different. They had different levels of completion, so we got to see some of the
Within the
beginnings,
same
some of the
project?
finishing. It was
Cool.
a really neat project.
Cool. Do you have any association with local contractors that allow you to go on site and view some of the things they're doing?
I try to bring some in.
Oh, okay.
It's we haven't sent many kids out to sites yet. I try to keep as much of I try to incorporate as much on-site type of stuff in the class and the lab that we do.
In the lab, are you building stuff?
Yes,
What
yes.
do you do?
I try to make it as real as possible. We build sheds often,
nice.
and we go through just like you would a house, but the
Yeah.
floor joists, the walls, through rafters and trusses and
Cool.
things like that.
Very cool. And I appreciate you coming in and seeing us today.
I appreciate it greatly. This is a great place to be.
Absolutely, and hopefully we can visit again.
Yes.
I'd love to maybe come to a class one time and kind of see what y'all do.
Very good.
That'd be really fun.
That would be great.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us here on School Zone, and we'll see you again soon.